Hello everyone, welcome to my studio. I have a couple of announcements today. The first one is that we have reached over 400 members. I am honored and delighted that you all have found me worthy enough of a subscription. So in honor of that, I'm going to be giving away a prize. You'll have to stay tuned for the whole video in order to figure out how to enter and find out what you're going to get. So I'm really excited. The fact that 400 of you, more than 400 of you, think I'm inspiring is amazing. I think all of you are pretty inspiring too. And that leads me to the next thing. I would like to try to be a little bit more regular in my YouTube videos. I know I'm pretty inconsistent. I work full-time and I'm also a full-time mom and wife, and so it's difficult for me to get in front of the camera. But with that said, I am also a teacher. And so I find that when my students tell me what they want to learn, that I tend to be more accommodating than just creating things necessarily on my own. So what I would like you to do is go ahead and load up the comment box full of ideas that you would like to see me do. And you know, things like just create, that works, but I would love a little bit more direction. Draw faces using colored pencils, etc., etc., etc. So if you could do that, I would really appreciate it. So today's video is all about storage, and so I'm going to show you a variety of storage options that I use here in my studio. I often get comments regarding it, so I figured that it would be a good 2012 first video. So first things first, I'm going to need my coffee. My amazing husband got me a new coffee maker that makes anyway, travel mug-sized coffees. Love it. Okay, so first thing, I wanted to show you this very fancy, very expensive pencil holder. So this is where I keep all of my Prismacolor pencils, and I don't have many. Maybe I have about, I don't know, maybe 80 or 90 of these. I guess that's many. I've had them for over 20 years, and when I purchased them originally, I was an aspiring artist in high school, and the truth is I haven't really used them until recently, so they have definitely held up fine over the last 20 years. So anyway, what this is a frosting container, and then I just took the top of it off, covered it in some decorative paper, and voila, I have a new colored pencil holder. But then, if you're like me, you have a colored pencil addiction, and then you go to Michael's and you buy these. And you buy these that don't have the top. These are the Graphitint. And then you get these for Christmas. And then you buy these. You see where I'm going with this? And then you buy these. And then you say, well, what the heck? Am I going to keep all of my pencils in their individual tins? And then every time you want to color, you've got to pull out all of the tins? Well, no, that didn't work for me. It actually worked for me for a short amount of time when I had like one tin. And then when I didn't have one tin anymore and I had a lot more tins, then it became a little bit of a problem. So let me just move those out of the way and show you what I did. I have recently got into decorating cigar boxes, and so I called my parents and my in-laws and I said to them, hey, do you guys have any cigar boxes? I'm looking for ones that have hinges, that are nice, well-made boxes. And so both sets of parents came over. I mean, like, I got the mother load of cigar boxes. It's not even funny. So as I was going through them, I found these cute little boxes, and they had a slide top. Actually, the top slides this way, which actually didn't work for what I was doing. But then I was looking at them and I thought, oh my gosh, those are the perfect container for colored pencils. So what I did is I just ran some embroidery floss to make some dividers, because I do like to keep my my pencils divided. And so what I've got here, excuse me, over here I've got my metallic, and these are all Derwent products. So over here is my metallics. This is my watercolor line, as well as my aqua tones. Okay, I actually picked up most of these and these at Michael's this summer on a clearance. I got them for something like 29 cents a piece. Ridiculous. And then I recently got for Christmas some of the, like a full set, and it was perfect because that full set filled in all the colors that I didn't have. So I almost actually have a complete set there. And then in the next lot are my Inktense, and I have the set of 24, and then I recently discovered that there's a Dick Blick about 60 miles away, and so I'm slowly filling in some of the colors that I don't have there. The Inktense are probably my favorites. And then last are my Graphitints. So they're all separated, and these are all watercolor based pencils, and so I have them like this. I'll probably decorate the outside of the box eventually. So then, and then I have another box, which I'll show you in just a moment, that has my Coloursoft, which are Derwent's brand of just soft core colored pencils. So then I needed these. Yeah, the Neocolor 2s, and I am a little bit of a watercolor nut. I love anything that's watercolor, and so these are really cool. And I bought the box of 84 for fairly inexpensive from I want to say Hyatt Art Supply. I found a discount price on Amazon.com. So the way these are arranged are in these tins. And then they're double stacked, so the tins actually sit one inside of another, and then they're separated with a piece of foam cushion. So this was working for me for a little while, but to be honest, I don't have a whole lot of room on my desk, and so I was setting them over here. I have a space that's about this big, about this wide, and I was reaching over and grabbing the colors I wanted. And my friend was telling me, she's like, you got to get them out of the tin. You have to get them out of the tin. And so I kind of struggled with that because I did. I liked them all in their color order. In fact, I don't have it in here anymore. I actually had, oh yeah, here it is. I printed out a list of them in order, and so I would make sure all the time that they were in order because I'm like that. And I realized that was not working for me. It was kind of limiting my creativity. So I was looking at these boxes because I had two of them, and I put the crayon on the inside, and it was just a little bit, it was like the box was tall. So I was looking around my studio, and I found that I had some chipboard paper, so I cut some chipboard paper to fit on the inside of the box to kind of lift up the crayons. And so I divided my crayons into yellow oranges, violets and blues, greens, and earth tones and neutrals. And what I did here is I used that embroidery floss technique where I just wrapped it around and around. But then I took a little card that I cut to size, and I put it in between so that it offered a little bit more stability. Okay, so my Neocolor 2s are separated in that way. And then I have this great big area over here. And so my latest edition, which are the Coloursoft, those fit perfectly in that section. I am thinking that I need to combine these with my Prismacolors, but I don't have a place to put all of them right now. So this is kind of how they are, and all of this actually sits on the desk, and it's pretty handy. It doesn't take up a whole lot of room. It's pretty perfect. Which leads me to some of my other storages. So I have a Pampered Chef tool carousel, and I've had this for 5,000 years. I remember when I bought it, it was something like $18, and I was a pretty young, inexperienced crafter and artist at the time, and I thought, wow, that's a lot of money to spend on a piece of storage. But it's lasted pretty, definitely pretty long, and it keeps me pretty organized. At the top, I keep my long-handled brushes. These are actually not very good brushes. I bought them to art with my students, and so they're up here, along with some rulers. My brushes are in this category over here. I've got some, what are these? Glitter glues. My pens. Over here are some scissors, glue sticks. Here is where I keep my gift cards that I use for painting. More pencils. These are Prismacolor turquoise pencils, drawing pencils. Some texture tools, pencil sharpeners, and here we are back at the other side. And then, oops, over here I've got some Crayola twistable crayons, which I love those. Those are a lot of fun. So here is something else. And what's great is that this just turns right on my desk. And so I keep it mostly to the side that has my brushes, because that's what I use most often in there. All right, next up on the tour is, okay, and this is not going to want to reach over here. I have these containers over here, and each of them are actually labeled, but they're actually labeled from about 5 years ago when I was scrapbooking still. So let me just briefly walk you through some of them. Over here I've got my gel pens, some of my gel pens, and there is an order here. I just can't remember what it is. I want to say these are Jelly Rolls. Oh, okay, these are actually just all Jelly Rolls. Okay, here's some more gel pens. Yeah, I have a problem with gel pens. Glitter. And then Crayola Twistables. Those are fun. A recent addition are my Faber-Castell Pitt pens. These are the big brush. The reason why I have these in here is because it says to store them horizontally, which is a little bummer because I want them out on my desk, but they're pretty close. I've got some miscellaneous paper projects in here, small paper projects. Some chipboard and rub-ons, more chipboard, miscellaneous ephemera, more chipboard, adhesives, and tags. So I have actually 4 of these containers. You just can't see this one over here. I then have the Making Memories Embellishment Center up here, which houses my buttons, which I'll be honest, I don't use a whole lot of. My distress inks, and I have them all labeled on the sides, and they're labeled upside down so that the ink is always ready. So here's the top, and then I don't know if you guys can see that. That's now upside down. So I store them just like that. So I've got 4 rows of those up here. Some miscellaneous ink pads, some walnut stains from 5,000 years ago, and another addition is my, there we go, my Derwent sketching collection. And I've actually elected to keep this as it is because it has things like charcoal in the small sticks, and so I didn't want to separate those out. Okay. And then underneath this tin is where I keep some of my punchinella, my sequins waste, and I keep it underneath, so it's actually, this tin is actually flattening it and keeping it straight, which is great. Then if we move down into this area, I have a mess. I have a giant mess over here. I have a small tin which keeps smaller bottles of my acrylic mediums. And so what I do, so those all stay in here like that. And then as I run out, because the small bottles are super expensive, I refill them with the larger bottles that I keep stored underneath my desk. So that works pretty well. I have, sorry, my chair is so squeaky. Okay, I have some Portofino pastels, oil pastels, which I haven't used too much, but I found them on clearance at Staples, so I bought them. The whole set was like $3 or something. I have my Staedtler watercolor crayons. And I want to say that the Portofino are, whoops, they're all over my desk. I believe that they are water-soluble oil pastels. I could be wrong. I got rid of the top layer of the container. My Reeves watercolor crayons are in here. My daughter actually uses a lot of these, so I'll keep them in here for her. And these are all repurposed tins. This is actually a Maya Road chipboard tin that now is housing, these are oil pastels. A couple different brands are in here. And one more tin. This is a Making Memories tin. And this houses some inexpensive acrylic paints. I don't really use this too often. I much prefer, I wish I had a source for these tins with the see-through tops. That'd be awesome. If you know of any, definitely let me know. Let's see. I keep my stamps just kind of in a big jumble over here. My acrylic stamps. Then I also have over here some watercolor pencils that I inherited from my girlfriend's grandmother. She was 94 years old when she passed away recently, and she was an artist, and so the family gave me some of her art supplies, and I don't know, it kind of just seems like really, it's just really exciting to know that, you know, she held on to these pencils and she created with them. So I haven't used them yet, just kind of cherishing them. Cherish and treasure. Treasures. I'm making up words. And then I have some square artist pastels that I purchased for an art class a long time ago. So those all stay pretty handy over here. I then have some boxes that I ordered from Uline. And I had ordered these for my Etsy store. And so in some of them I keep things like foam stamps. They're actually a really nice size. I keep ephemera, like seasonal ephemera. So this is just the Halloween box. And then also like some tissue tape is in here that is pretty much Halloween oriented. So I have a box for Halloween ephemera and Christmas ephemera. And then over here in this area, let's turn, is where I keep some other supplies. So the top one is predominantly paper ephemera. So just paper, tissue paper. I have some things I've purchased in here like Seven Gypsies. But pretty much that's strictly paper up here. And then this box is vintage ephemera papers, as well as, sorry, I keep my tissue tape in here. Let me change the camera angle so you guys can see better. Okay, so I've got tissue tapes in here, and these are from, let's see, EK Success, these two. This is Tim Holtz. I'm not really a fan of the Tim Holtz tape. It doesn't stick well. And then these are some paper tapes that I picked up from Dick Blick, and electrical tape. I have a cat who likes to chew things, so I'm constantly repairing wires. And then also in this box are 3D vintage ephemeras that I've received from purchases, as well as I pride and enjoy a little skeleton stencil. He's really cute. The bottom drawer over there holds masking tape, sponges, acrylic stamp blocks, some stamps that I have made, Tim Holtz ribbon, which I'm going to move to the other box, some stamps. This little guy is where I test out all my markers. Some, this is a mask that I made. Some other, let's see, just other things, some charcoal. So that is about, I don't know, 13 inches or so above my desk. This over here is an IKEA Expedit, and my desk attaches to the bottom. Here, the second level. So, and then in this second are journals that I'm currently working on. So, as well as some dictionaries, sketch pads. My Irma Bombeck book is actually my book of days that I'm working on. And then I have just my desk. And I keep my paint behind me. I'm going to move this camera back up so I can see you guys. Okay. I keep all of my paints and my paint sprays directly behind me. And I have got this is the Michaels brand storage containers. And so back here I've got my acrylic paints, my paint sprays, and then over there I have a travel tote full of tissue papers, stickers, scrapbook papers, as well as watercolor papers in the pad. So, got my brush cleaner, which needs to be put back. So, hopefully you guys have lasted this long, and now I'm getting ready to show you what it is that I'm going to give away. So here it is. I actually made this to sell before Christmas, and then it didn't sell, and then I kind of didn't really push it anymore because I thought it would make a perfect giveaway for YouTube. So here it is. Let me move this down. This right here is a journal that I made. It's not my big fat journal that everyone loves. This one is really kind of special. So let me show you what you're going to get if you win this prize. This is a journal that I created using watercolor paper. And I sewed in these inclusions. I don't know if they're inclusions. I guess they are. And these all come from an almanac. And then I've also sewed in some things like some top value stamps. Those are kind of like the green stamps. So every page has an inclusion. This is dictionary paper. And I really changed up the stitches. Each one of them is a little bit different. So anyway, this is a lot of fun, and then it's bound with some vintage ribbon that's really super pretty. So you're going to get this. Let's see how many pages this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16, 32 pages. 32 sides to create. Then you're going to get some additional dictionary pages, some almanac pages, some vintage book pages, and some pages from a value book. You're going to get some cards. These are French vocabulary cards. Some green stamps. A lot of green stamps. A bingo card. These are so much fun. These are vintage coupons, so you're going to get 2 of those. I found these at a local antique store. You're going to get a little strip of vintage lace and then a picture, and so you'll get that. And so I'm willing to ship it anywhere in the world if you are the lucky winner. So how do you enter to win this prize? Well, send me a message. I want you to, 1, leave a message in the comment box below, and then I would like you to send me a personal, or you know what? Sorry, I didn't really think about this too well. Just go ahead and leave me a message in the comment box below, and then I will choose one of the people from the comment box below. So you can comment telling me what you'd like to see in the future. You can tell me how awesome you think this is, or you think that all of my storage ideas totally suck. So it's totally up to you, however you want to enter. Just by simply commenting in the box below, you'll be entered to win this fabulous prize. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to be back really, really soon, and it's been fantastic.